Don't blink, because sometimes reality malfunctions. Like a video game with bad code. People appear where they shouldn't. Time repeats, and sometimes you see copies of humans. And the scariest part is, it's not random. These glitches follow patterns, like a system trying to correct itself. And when the simulation lags, you get seconds where physics forgets its job. Gravity acts optional. Time loops, like a corrupted file. And people get duplicated, like the universe rendered them twice. Tonight, you're getting 10 glitches in reality that shouldn't exist. This is FactStoryHistory, where facts turn into nightmares. And number 1 is a place divers enter and come back different, starting now. Quick test. Comment glitched if you've ever seen something you can't explain, and subscribe, because I post stories that sound fake until you realize they're documented. Also, do not skip. Number 1 is the one people replay twice. All right, number 10. Number 10. Devon, England, 1855. One stormy night, snow fell hard, and the entire county went silent. And then the morning came, and people found footprints. But not human footprints. They were in a single line, stretching for miles, over rooftops, over walls, over fences. And somehow, they reached places nobody could enter. And this is where it gets ugly. Different towns, different people, all seeing the same impossible trail. Reports claimed it continued for dozens of miles. The footprints were consistent, same size, same spacing. No wandering, no hesitation, just a straight line, as if whatever made them didn't understand physical barriers. In video games, there's a glitch called no-clip. When the code fails, objects pass through walls like they aren't real. And those footprints looked exactly like that. Some said fox, some said bird, some said prank. But then explain this. Why rooftops? No tracks leading up, no climbing marks, just prints appearing. And then the trail just stopped. Like something walked through our world and then despawned. And if you think that's disturbing, number 9 involves 2 children that should not have existed in our world. Number 9, Woolpit, England, 12th century. A normal village in a normal world, except the ground here was full of pits, wolf traps. And one day, they heard something, not an animal, not a fox, not a wolf. They found 2 children, a boy and a girl, both with green skin. And they spoke a language nobody had ever heard. And this isn't a TikTok legend. This story was recorded by medieval chroniclers. They refused bread, refused meat, refused everything, until they saw one thing: beans. They ate like they'd been starving for days. The boy got sick and didn't survive. But the girl lived, and something even stranger happened. The green faded like a loading texture correcting itself. 2 kids appear out of nowhere, speaking a language nobody recognizes. And when the girl finally learned English, she told them where they came from. A land where there was no sun, only permanent twilight. She said they walked through a cave, followed sounds, and suddenly they were here. That's not a fairy tale. That's a spawn event. Like reality dropped 2 characters into the wrong map. And if you think two children spawning is creepy, wait until you hear about the town that started dancing and couldn't stop. Number 8, Strasbourg, 1518, a normal city, a normal morning. And then one woman stepped outside, and she started dancing. No music, no celebration, no reason. She danced for hours, and then she didn't stop. Then another person joined, then another. It spread. Not like a disease of the body, but like something hijacking the brain. And yes, this is real, recorded in historical documents. Their feet broke, but they kept dancing. Some collapsed, then stood back up, like something was forcing them. The city panicked, and officials made the worst decision imaginable. They built a stage and hired musicians. And it made everything worse. This wasn't dancing anymore. This was loop behavior. Like humans were running on a script, and the script got stuck. As if something pressed override. And after days, it stopped. No perfect explanation, no clear cause. But number 7 wasn't medieval history. It was a real broadcast, interrupted like someone hacked reality itself. Number 7, Chicago, 1987. People were watching TV, like any other night. And then the screen glitched. The broadcast cut out, like reality buffered. And then someone cut in. Viewers saw a man, wearing a Max Headroom mask. The background behind him spun non-stop, like a broken animation. And his voice wasn't normal. It sounded corrupted. This wasn't a movie. This wasn't an edit. Someone overpowered the real TV signal and replaced it. People changed channels, but it didn't matter. This is what it looks like when the system gets interrupted, like something got access to the world behind the screen. And here's what makes it terrifying. To hijack a station, you need equipment and a stronger signal than the broadcaster. So whoever did it was prepared, and they were never caught. The signal snapped back, like nothing happened. In a simulation, this is what you'd call an interruption event. Like someone spoke through the code for a moment, then disappeared. And if that scares you, number 6 is when reality doesn't hijack the screen. It hijacks you. Number 6. In the 1800s, at a girls' boarding school, there was a teacher named Emily Saget. She was respected, normal, until the day the classroom broke. One morning, she was teaching, and then she appeared twice. The girls watched in silence, because there were now 2 Emilys. One Emily wrote on the board, and the other copied her movements, like a delayed render, like reality accidentally loaded a second instance of the same character. And then it got worse, because the students approached it. They tried to touch the duplicate, and it felt real. The original walked away, but the copy stayed, like it froze, like an NPC that lost its script. And here's the terrifying part. It didn't happen once. It happened repeatedly. Students reported seeing Emily in the garden while she was still inside. Same clothes, same face, no explanation. One body, 2 renders. Stop right now. If you've ever seen someone who looks exactly like you, comment, copy, and subscribe to Fact Story History. Because this video gets darker from here. Because number 5 is an identity glitch so extreme, governments couldn't explain it. And just like that, The duplicate vanished. Number 5 is worse, because it wasn't a ghost. It was paperwork, and it said the impossible was real. Number 5. A man landed at an airport, and everything about him looked normal. He walked up to immigration and handed over his passport. And that's when the problem appeared. The passport said he was from a country called Taured. But there is no Taured. They checked maps. They checked atlases. They checked records. And when they asked him where Taured was, he pointed directly to Andorra. And he said, "That's Taured." And here's what made them nervous. The passport had stamps, visas, entry records. He even had other documents that matched the same country. Business papers, an address, and financial information. So they detained him. And the man didn't panic. He acted insulted, like they were the ones confused. He said he'd visited countries all over the world for years on that passport. And according to him, this wasn't his first trip. It was like the system couldn't find his file. Like he came from the wrong server, the wrong timeline, the wrong version of Earth. They kept him under guard, locked room, 2 guards, and then he vanished. No struggle, no window escape, and every document he had was gone with him. Like reality realized the mistake and patched it. And number 4 proves something worse. Sometimes you don't get the wrong country. You get the wrong year. Number 4, Versailles, France. In 1901, 2 English women visited the palace grounds. It was supposed to be peaceful, a perfect afternoon walk, until they turned down the wrong path. And both of them described the same thing. The air changed, like sound got turned down, like the world muted. The gardens felt too still, too quiet. And then they saw people, clothes that didn't match 1901, like they stepped into a painting. One man stared at them, like they didn't belong there. They described buildings that didn't look like modern Versailles. And then they saw her, a woman, dressed like the 1700s, sitting calmly. She was drawing. And the women later said, that moment felt wrong. And here's why this story matters. They wrote it down, not vague feelings, details. Details that later researchers argued matched the past. It's like Versailles loaded the wrong save file. Like the past rendered on top of the present for just a few minutes. And then suddenly, everything felt normal again. They didn't time travel on purpose. They just walked into it. But number 3 proves something even darker. Because in number 3, a pilot didn't just see something impossible. He disappeared into it. Number 3, 1978. A young pilot takes off at night, over open water. His name was Frederick Valentich. Flight plan, simple. Destination, routine. But he was alone, over the ocean, in the dark. And then he saw it. A light above him. So he radios air traffic control. He says something like, "There's an aircraft hovering above me." And here's the problem. Radar showed nothing. No plane, no helicopter. Valentich says the light is circling him. Too fast, too smooth, not flying like anything normal. And then you hear it, the shift in his voice. He reports the engine running rough, like something is interfering. And now he's saying it's not just a light. He describes it as a long shape, with a green glow. and his transmission starts breaking apart. Air control asks him to repeat, and he says, "It's hovering above me again. It's hovering, and it's not an aircraft." Then the radio picks up a sound, a metallic, scraping noise, and then silence. His plane vanished. No mayday, no wreckage signal. They searched the ocean and found nothing, no body, no plane, like the file was deleted. If reality is a simulation, this is what a despawn looks like. Not a crash, not an accident, just removal. And if you think the sky can swallow people, wait until you see where the earth hides bodies, in underwater tunnels older than history. Number 2, this is Mexico, the Yucatan Peninsula. From above, it looks peaceful until you look down, because the earth opens here into an underwater underworld. No air, no light, and if you panic in here, you don't escape. In these caves, your life depends on one thin line. One wrong fin kick, and the world disappears. This isn't one cave, it's a network. One of the largest underwater cave systems on Earth. And it branches like veins, 1,000 wrong turns. And here's the part that breaks your brain. During the Ice Age, the sea level was lower. These caves were dry. Humans walked inside. Then the planet warmed, and the ocean rose. And deep inside, divers found human remains, artifacts, tools, and bones of animals that don't exist anymore. This isn't just a cave, it's a flooded time vault. It's like the earth stored old files down here, and water sealed the archive, a jungle above, a graveyard of history below. And the deeper you go, the less it feels like Earth. To the Maya, these weren't just caves. They were gates to the underworld, and I saved the worst for number 1. Because number 1 isn't underwater. It isn't in the sky. It's inside your memory. And if number 1 is real, then reality didn't glitch in a cave. It glitched inside all of us. Number 1, this isn't a place. This isn't a creature. It's inside you. The Mandela Effect is when millions of people remember the same thing, and reality says it never happened. Example 1, Berenstain Bears. A huge number of people swear it was Berenstein, but it's Berenstain, Monopoly Man. Most people remember a monocle, but he doesn't have one. Pikachu's tail. Millions remember a black tip, but it was never there. And the most famous one, people remember, Luke, I am your father. But that's not the line. Now listen, these aren't just misquotes. This looks like group memory corruption, like we lived through one version of reality, then got uploaded into another one. If reality is a simulation, the Mandela Effect feels like patch notes, like the system updated and deleted the old version. And the only reason we notice is because some of us remember. Now it's your turn. Comment the Mandela Effect that messes with you the most. And I'm pinning the creepiest ones. And subscribe to FactStoryHistory. Because the next video is about glitches that were caught on camera. And you won't sleep the same after it. We started with footprints in snow. Then we watched a city dance like NPCs. And we heard a pilot get deleted mid-air. And we stared into an underwater underworld. Because number 1 doesn't happen to a town. It happens to all of us. If your memory is wrong, then you don't live in reality. You live in the current version of it. This is Fact Story History. Good night.